They were once-in-a-generation players, an offensive dynamo with unheard-of speed and skill.
Holy mackerel.
A defensive mastermind, seemingly incapable of mistakes.
Lidstrom, the shot.
The unstoppable force and the immovable object. Together, these paragons of prowess and perfection broke records, shattered expectations, and brought the Stanley Cup to Detroit not once, but 3 times. For a dozen years, Nicklas Lidstrom and Sergei Fedorov wore the winged wheel as teammates. And now, number 91 and number 5 are together once again, enshrined as members of the 2015 class of the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's been 3 years since Sergei Fedorov and Nicklas Lidstrom last played professional hockey, the minimum requirement for induction into the Hall. There was no doubt both players would get the call as first ballot selections, but the first weekend in November of 2015 still felt like a long time coming for these two legends. Lidstrom left Detroit for his home country of Sweden following his retirement, while Fedorov finished his career in native Russia, where he's made his home ever since. When the pair arrived in Toronto for the Hall of Fame weekend's festivities, emotions ran high.
It means a lot that, my family's here, my parents are here. It means so much more when they're a part of it, because they were a big part of my success. Now they're here to see me go into the Hall of Fame. It makes it even more special.
Yeah, I've done it before, Michigan Hall of Fame too. So it's unbelievable. I'm glad we have a few days before final on Monday, but I'm already nervous. So it's quite overwhelming experience. So far, it's going #1, very strong in my billboard.
Fedorov's billboard would take up more space than that big tire off of I-94. In his time as a Red Wing, Sergei was a 6-time All-Star, and that's just the beginning. He was a 2-time Selke Trophy winner for the best defensive forward in the NHL. The first time coming after an unbelievable 120-point 1993-94 season that also earned him the Hart Trophy and Pearson MVP honors. He's the only player in NHL history to win the Selke and the Hart in the same year. He was the first Russian to win the Hart, the first Russian to 1,000 points, and until the 2015-16 season, held the record for the most goals in the NHL by a Russian-born player. And there's still something else, of course, 3 Stanley Cups. Fedorov began the weekend adding one more item to his extensive trophy case, a Hall of Fame membership ring.
The Hockey Hall of Fame is pleased to welcome Sergei Fedorov as an honored member. Sergei.
Nicklas Lidstrom is one of the few players in NHL history with a resume to match Fedorov's. Number 5 made the All-Star roster 12 times, over half of his 20-year career. An astonishing 7 Norris trophies as the NHL's best blue liner, a Conn Smythe playoff MVP award to join a World Championship and Olympic gold medals. Now, Nick has rings for an entire hand as his Hall of Fame membership ring joins 4 Stanley Cup championships.
The first European captain to ever hoist the cup. He is also a member of the IIHF Triple Gold Club. The Hockey Hall of Fame is pleased to welcome Nicklas Lidstrom as an honored member.
Well, here's the ring, and very excited and very proud to receive this ring today. So many good memories, and I've been part of so many successful teams, and it makes it even more special now when you're looking back at your career, and I think you can cherish it even more, the success that we had as a team.
On November 6th, the Wings and Maple Leafs squared off for the second meeting of the 2015-16 season. Both teams took a moment before the game to honor this season's Hall of Fame inductees. Of the newly minted legends, the puck drop honors fell to Nicklas Lidstrom. Lidstrom joined Hall of Fame wing Sergei Fedorov and the rest of the Hall of Fame class in the stands as Henrik Zetterberg made some history for himself.
Who scores? Zetterberg with career goal number 300.
With his 300th goal, Zetterberg became the 5th Red Wing with 300 goals and 800 points. The others, Hall of Famers Alex Delvecchio, Gordie Howe, Steve Yzerman, and Sergei Fedorov. Zetterberg's goal stood as the lone tally for almost the entire game until Dion Phaneuf beat Peter Mrazek late in the third to force OT. In extra time, it was Jakob Kindl who ensured the Wings would come away with the 2 points. Number 4 channeled another Wings blue liner with 35 game winners of his own, number 5. In 1988, when the Wings scouts first brought a young Swedish defenseman to the attention of GM Jim Devellano, they knew they had found a hidden gem. But they didn't know that Nicklas Lidstrom would become one of the crown jewels of the Red Wings franchise. Over the next 2 decades, Lidstrom quietly and efficiently grew from a young phenom into a living legend. Above all the awards bearing his name, Lidstrom most values the cups he shared with his teammates.
The Stanley Cups are the most important thing, or the most things that stand out. The parades stand out too. Being able to do it, having the parade in downtown Detroit, seeing all the fans, seeing the people come out and cheer us on. Some very memorable things that I cherish now when I'm retired.
Through all his individual success, one of the game's greatest leaders remains the consummate sportsman, still sounding the captain years after hanging up his skates.
Time's been flying by now when you look back and when you think of it, and it didn't seem like I played for 20 years. There's so many good memories, and I've been part of so many successful teams, and it makes it even more special now when you're looking back at your career, and I think you can cherish it even more, the success that we had as a team.
The 1989 NHL entry draft may be the most historic in the history of the Detroit Red Wings. 4 Stanley Cup champions were selected by then GM Jim Devellano, including Dallas Drake and Vladimir Konstantinov. But it was the picks in the 3rd and 4th rounds that would make the biggest impact. With the 53rd pick overall, Detroit selected an understated Swede named Nicklas Lidstrom. 1 round later, with the 74th pick, Devellano made Soviet center Sergei Fedorov a Red Wing.
Getting him to defect in Portland, Oregon, and proving all the people that laughed at us when we drafted him in 1989, they said, geez, what a wasted draft choice. The Iron Curtain was up, you couldn't get them then, and here we had him on our soil.
Secrecy surrounded the 2 draftees. An agreement between the Wings and Lidstrom's agent kept the deal quiet to avoid buzz around an unknown treasure. Once both found their way to Hockeytown, they'd be teammates, roommates, and now members of the same Hall of Fame class.
Yeah, no, it's very special going in with Sergei, especially, we played together for so many years. We share a lot of good memories, and we were roommates for a while, so it makes it even more special going in with a former teammate. He was such a dynamic player. The speed he brought to the game, the way he could skate full speed and still stick handling and dribble through guys. Not many guys could do that with his speed, and he was such a dynamic player. It was fun to watch. He could do things that you kind of look back and think, how did he do that?
He was doing always his part, and you try to do your best. And we've been in all kinds of situations, and we try to protect one another in some way, because game is fast, and we face a lot of angry players who try run him through the boards. Strong shoulders, strong man, strong mind. Just all those memories all of a sudden just coming in place, and you just finally start realizing that we were a good team, we were good roommates. Sometime our room had 7 points in one game. That was amazing too. But we didn't make a big deal, obviously, out of it. We just high-five and just went to bed and rest and get ready for the next game. So we just were easy but hard road at the same time. But I hope Nick would say the same thing. We try to help each other as much as we can. We play a lot. We play a lot of different hockey situations. We experience a lot. We lost a lot, but we'll be able to get up and get it done. In other words, win the Stanley Cup.
So, but Sergei was the guy who was, flashy guy, the white skates, scoring beautiful goals, and it was fun to watch. That's the players you want to come and every night to watch him play.
Tuesday, November 10th, 2015, was a very special night in Detroit. For the first time in over 10 years, Sergei Fedorov stepped on the Joe Louis Arena ice as a Red Wing. Fresh off his induction into the Hockey Hall of Fame, fans cheered the former centerman as Fedorov dropped the game's ceremonial first puck. The theme of the night was Russian superstars, as Fedorov, at the time the record holder for the most goals by a Russian, watched as Alexander Ovechkin stood just one goal away from surpassing his former teammate and mentor. There would have been some poetry to Ovechkin breaking Sergei's record with the Hall of Famer in the building, but Peter Mrazek and the Red Wings had other plans.
Here's Carlson. Across Ovechkin. What a save by Mrazek on his 12th shot of the game and a 13th, 14. Loose in front of the goal. Oh, Mrazek again. Ovechkin. Maybe as many as 15 shots.
Instead of number 484, the number of the night turned out to be 1, as Andreas Athanasiou's first NHL career goal would be the only tally of the night.
Triple the goal. He scores! His first NHL goal! Andreas Athanasiou! And it's 1-0 Detroit!
Peter Mrazek stopped everything Ovechkin and the Caps threw his way for his 6th career shutout, and the Wings saluted Sergei in the best way possible, with a big win. Fedorov's journey to 483 career goals began in the 1990-91 season, where as a rookie, he scored 31 goals and 79 points, finishing second in Calder voting to Hall of Famer Ed Belfour. The next 2 seasons saw Fedorov chase the captain in production, but in 1993-94, number 91 exploded, notching 120 points and filling his trophy case with the Hart, Selke, and Pearson awards.
Fedorov, the shot is scored!
No mistake there.
Fedorov!
Sends it ahead for Larionov. Drops it for Fedorov. With speed into the Toronto zone. Fedorov gets right around there.
As Fedorov was coming into his own, the Red Wings head coach, Scotty Bowman, together with Sergei's countryman, Igor Larionov, engineered a move that would go on to change the NHL. Larionov, Slava Fetisov, Slava Kozlov, and Vladimir Konstantinov were put on the ice in a 5-man unit centered by Fedorov. The Russian Five were born.
I think open up another door for NHL to look at the Europeans in a different manner, that we can play North American style, especially from the beginning. So work out good.
But Sergei was the guy who was, flashy guy, the white skates, scoring beautiful goals, and it was fun to watch. That's the players you want to come and every night to watch him play.
The Russian Five, with Fedorov taking face-offs, was a crucial component to the 1997 Stanley Cup, Fedorov's first. Sergei would return to the Wings the following season, where Detroit would repeat as Cup champs. Fedorov led the playoffs with 10 goals.
The Detroit Red Wings have won the Stanley Cup for the 2nd year in a row.
Just 4 years later, Fedorov had 19 playoff points as the Wings captured the Cup once again.
And when you look at these great players, the first reaction is, let's give them the keys to the Hall of Fame. But not tonight. Tonight they are in the Stanley Cup.
Fedorov and Lidstrom are the 8th and 9th players from that roster to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Coach Scotty Bowman makes a full 10 members from that 2002 team enshrined in Toronto. Fedorov left Detroit in 2003 and wouldn't return as a Red Wing until the winter of 2013, this time playing at Comerica Park as a member of the Red Wings alumni team. Fedorov and Lidstrom both looked a step above the fold that cold day at Comerica Park, but another alumni game saw number 91 find an extra gear. Playing for Team Bure in the Hall of Fame Legends Classic, a visibly elated Fedorov scored 2 goals and earned one more honor that weekend, first star in the Legends game.
It was fun to play with those guys. It was fun to play against those guys. It was just one of those moments you will remember that forever.
I mean, he was a guy that game changer. That's what Sergei's middle name should have been, game changer. First of all, just tremendous talents and the ability, both of them had the ability to make the difference. They were game changers. And Nick, of course, was very strong at his own end, consistent, just an extreme high-level performance game in, game out. Sergei, he's a guy that could take the puck from his own end, go through the whole team and score. Those guys are hard to come by, and you very rarely see him. He was a guy that game changer. That's what Sergei's middle name should have been, game changer.
Nick and Sergei were just such great teammates, and we were able to do, win championships together. So just very proud of them, very happy for them, and I know the emotions that they're probably feeling right now, and hopefully they get through the evening, do their speeches without shedding any tears.
With the red carpet behind them, all that was left for Sergei and Nick was to accept their plaque and their place in hockey history.
I got drafted in 1989 by Detroit Red Wings. I made my decision in the year to come and play in the National Hockey League, the best league in the world. I got so lucky, and I'd like to thank Mr. Illich family to give me an opportunity to be a Red Wing. I'm a Red Wing at heart. I played there 13 seasons. We won 3 cups. I spent best days of my life in this organization. I'd like to thank all the fans that drove us to those wins. They believe in us. They've been patient with us. They support us. We work hard, we play harder, and we party hard together. Those victory, 1 million rallies, will be in my memory forever. And to my captain, Steve Eisenman, and my teammates, guys, again, I would not be standing here tonight. Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.
It's hard to believe that it's been 24 years since I first walked into Joe Louis Arena. I was 21 years old and 4,000 miles from home, and I knew very little about the Red Wings. So little that I first asked to wear number 9. It was both an honor and a tremendous responsibility to be the captain that followed Steve, and I did my best to carry on that tradition and culture that he built. One of the most important parts of any team's success is to have owners who are committed to winning. And I can't imagine having better owners than Mr. and Mrs. Illich. Their commitment allowed me to be a part of 4 Stanley Cup championships. And just as important, they really cared about me and my family. They made us all a part of their family. They not only made winning possible, they made it even more special. Thank you for taking something that even as a child I could never have imagined and making it a reality in a night like this. I could not have done this without you, and I'm proud to share this honor with all of you. Thank you.
And with that, 2 more Red Wings join hockey immortality in the Hall of Fame. A humble defenseman who led by example, solidifying the blue line with perfect performance day in and day out. A certifiable superstar, dazzling fans from goal line to goal line with undeniable hockey prowess. Together, they helped build Hockeytown with breathtaking goals, clutch defense, and Stanley Cup championships. All of us at Fox Sports Detroit join Wing fans around the hockey world in congratulating Hall of Famers Nicholas Lidstrom and Sergei Fedorov. I'm Trevor Thompson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.